you, Dan. Okay, did you see it? Did you see the sun? Exactly. The sun is out. I think we've had an entire week of gloomy, rainy, gray skies, but the sun is out. That's a wonderful thing today. So as I said during the children's talk this morning, we began this year talking about uses, and this in our denomination is the year of spiritual uses, how we can be useful in our world, in the world in general. And as we began the year, we talked about how we wanted to keep this in mind throughout the year. And here we are, 5 months later, and I was wondering where we all are in identifying our uses, realizing that we are here to be useful. Can you remember the uses that you have? We have a wonderful grandmother who cooks with her grandchild, again, who's going to bring in samples. We have children who are being useful. That's a wonderful thing. It really is. Do you have, you're very useful. We have one of our kids staying in this morning. But are you using those things that I would call them God-given? You know, those little things. And we also talked about some biblical characters and their uses. It seems like so long ago, but we talked about Abigail, a biblical character I had never heard of, and how she was able to intercept David on the way to their camp. We talked about David when he was younger and when he faced Goliath. The usefulness of the dove bringing back the olive branch to Noah. We talked about Miriam, Moses' sister. And all of these characters have had a job or a use. So go back again to think of your own use, the way in which God uses you. Okay, you got it? To think for a moment. Okay. Now, the last couple of weeks we've been talking about a word that we're going to bring into the new year with us. Got your word? Now put them together. Take part A, add in part B. Sometimes I was thinking of my uses and my word is grace. So maybe we need to think about it in reverse. Take our word and then our uses. Can they even go together? We've got some good words over there. Grace, hope, grateful, fun. I think fun can go together with our uses. First thing that came to my mind when I was thinking about this was actually Dan. And how, and because you seem like you are a fun person. I would say you're a fun person, but I was specifically thinking about music. And music can be a lot of things. It can be happy, sad, but it can be fun. It really can be fun. If you've ever played a musical instrument or been in a choir, music can be fun. So yeah, you can take your talent and use it with one of our words. Another thing I thought about with the word fun there's no hiding that we are a Disney family. This is nothing new to anybody. But there's something that happens in Disney. They're great at marketing. We all know that. But they have pins. And people collect these pins like there's no tomorrow. And when they first came out, we did that. That new novel thing that you do. And when we're in Disney, we always look for magical moments. It's those things that just happen. Now, when we're in Disney, you are just so enveloped in the Disney atmosphere. It's happy. It's your childhood. It's a nice place to be. Now, a lot of these magic moments happen at home, and I call them God moments. So for me, there's some overlapping there, but what happened specifically one time was, as we were pin collecting, kids were little, Emily saw I think it was a little girl who was crying with her parents, and they were talking about how she lost one of her pins and was just completely distraught. Emily took one of hers, walked over, and gave that child her pin. She learned that from Mike, who would buy bags and bags of pins to bring with us to Disney, just to give away. Just to give away. Kids and adults. Doing something fun for someone else. Using that good in you. Not because it makes you feel good, but because it's kind of the right thing to do. It's that love that we can show to others. I want you to keep thinking how you can be useful to others in your own world, and then move out of your comfort zone. Maybe to someone you don't know very well, or a stranger, like giving those pins. Most importantly, we must remember to continue to deepen that relationship, that spiritual relationship with God. Because how can we go out and be useful if we don't understand and listen to where our uses are needed? This is similar to caring for someone. If you're in a caretaker situation, you know you cannot care for somebody else if you don't replenish your own energy. We can't be useful and show God's love if we don't replenish our time with God, listening to His word and developing that relationship. It doesn't take a lot. 5, 10, 15 minutes a day. And prayer for you may look completely different than prayer for me, because we each have our own relationship with God. And as long as we have that relationship, we need to keep developing it. I'd like to pray together a short prayer just to help us get into that mindset. I ask you, Lord, to help us to take time each day to pray, listen to you, and listen to your word. Remind us that our relationship with you grows deeper the more time we spend with you. Help us to help others and make this world